phone. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone. I just put paint smudge all over my phone. So welcome to the Paint and Business Bootcamp. I am so excited. I'm actually starting a time lapse now with another phone over here. So we are going to have some fun. I'm going to be doing tons and tons of stuff. Hey Erica, so happy you're here. Thanks for saying hi. You should have your stuff already traced on. What I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to be sharing how to paint it freehand as well as how to paint it with a tracer. So how many of y'all, let me know in the comments, how many of you are painting it freehand and how many of y'all are painting it with the tracer. So just put tracer or freehand. And then I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody on Texas Art and Soul and make sure they get to the right place because we are, for the next 3 nights, this is where we are hanging out. Oh my gosh, we have, let's see, Miranda's like, yay, I'm here. Tiffany says, yay, looking forward to this. I am so excited, and I have a big old smudge of blue paint all over my phone now. It's okay. It's fine. Hey, everybody on Texas Art and Soul, I just wanted to say, if you were looking for the Paint and Business Bootcamp, make sure you go to the private Facebook group called Paint and Business Bootcamp. That is where we're hosting everything for the next 3 nights. Remember, it's only $15. If you're in Paint Party headquarters, you get to come for free. So for those of you that have not...
No way! Sorry.
That's my husband. Oh, Curly's doing it freehand. Yay! Yeah, so if you have not signed up for it yet, you can still sign up for it. If you're in the wrong place, go over to the Paint and Business Bootcamp, and I'm going to get started over here. So you can hang out for just a minute if you want, Bobby, and let them see what we're doing to get started in case they want to sign up, because yes, you still have time to sign up. I'm going to move my lights. And this is just a little example. You don't have to have a ginormous art studio to paint and do stuff like this. This is literally like 30 inches by 30 inches maybe. And so I'm going to be painting 2 things in here, okay? So I want everybody, oh my gosh, we have almost 400 of y'all watching right now. This is awesome. Okay, so my message of the day is to relax. Hopefully you can see that the right way. Relax. How many of y'all have ever read my arm? Every time I go live, I try to write some kind of positive message on my arm because I really want a tattoo, but I'm too scared to do one. So I just write a new, you can see the ones from the day before. They usually stay on there as well. So we are going to get started. I want everybody to start with the chip brush. We talked about the 2-inch chip brush, and I want you to grab, I know some of y'all, Linda says Bobby is such a supportive guy. Linda, you're so sweet. He is. Oh, are you saying bye?
No, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question.
Would you mind repeating the site they need to go to get to where you're at right now?
Yes. So if you want to be a part of the bootcamp, does it say the text number?
It does.
Oh, will you tell them about that?
So if you see the banner at the bottom that says Text Bootcamp to 817-373-5478, that's 817-373-5478.
Oh my gosh, you sound like a...
I've been practicing.
Oh my husband.
Then you will get a link sent to you, right?
Oh, yeah. So if you not y'all. Y'all are in the right place. Stay there. Yeah, if you are wanting to come to this, text Bootcamp, all one word, to that phone number, and we have somebody right now that's going to reply back and give you the link. It actually should automatically send it to you, and then you can get signed up, and then we have somebody else waiting to get you into this as quick as possible. So
our operators are standing by.
They're standing by, so we'll see you there. Okay. Oh, Linda says she always reads my arm. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I know when we were doing this, you were grabbing paint colors. Now, some of y'all were able to get the same paint colors. Patty says you have an accent. He's a good old Texas boy. And some of y'all were not. So remember, we have prizes for the most unique vase, or I'm sorry, the most creative vase. We have prizes for the most unique twist on flowers. Oh, my video is backwards. Let me change that. 1 second, a little bit of a tech. There we go. We have an also most creative surface. Okay, so there's the relax, so it shows up better. There you go. Yes, Christy, thank you so much I flipped my screen. So what we're going to be doing the whole time is y'all know I love to do this, so I'll be giving away things all night tonight. Oh, bye y'all. Thank y'all for watching and come join us. And then also, if you did not get the right colors, go ahead and grab whatever you want, because we're doing most creative base, most unique twist on flowers, and most creative surface. So first, we're going to start with turquoise and some white, okay? So I'm just going to grab that with my chip brush. And I like to get a little more white than turquoise, but I'm not really worried too much about mixing it. Now, what I'm going to do is, let me move all of this, because I'm going to actually show y'all. Oh, and did everybody get this printed out? Go ahead and make sure you print this out so you can do this, okay? Oh, good, Anna. I'm glad you're on the right place now. Yeah, we like to try to give everybody, get everybody to the right place, okay? So go ahead and get this printed out, because this will give you a chance to win an Archon mount, which is $150. Bonnie says, I'm nervous. Oh my gosh, don't be nervous. Today is about relaxing. Remember, we're going to have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 canvases. Those of you that traced already, what I want you to do is take that turquoise and blue and just kind of go around your flowers, okay? So go around it, and don't worry if you accidentally hit parts of it. That is okay, all right? Hey, Nina. Oh, I'm so glad you found us. Hey, Martina. She says, this is super exciting. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to grab it, and I'm going to keep putting more white on there. Now, for those of y'all that are my risk takers, you're going to grab, and you're just going to paint the entire thing, concentrating mostly on the outside. Karen, you get the printout in the announcements. So everything is in the announcements. And you know what? A lot of people will actually, oh, Cindy, I'm glad you're here. A lot of people will actually watch me the first night, and then they'll re-watch it later tonight or in the morning and paint it where they can pause me. So it's totally up to you if you're going to watch and paint tonight, or if you're going to, because I kind of paint a little bit faster. But I want y'all to know that you can always watch it twice and then come back and add stuff to it. So I'm just going to see how I'm doing a figure 8. Linda says, we're doing it. I know, we have been talking about this for weeks, so we're so excited. I'm like a little girl, because we have so much this week that we're going to be sharing with you. I'm so excited. It's like a little girl at Christmas time. Okay, so I'm just doing a figure 8, and I'm going to move my chair for just a minute. And I'm just doing a little bit of a figure 8. How many of y'all stand while you paint? Renee says, what are the printouts? So this right here is the Paint and Business Bootcamp Paint Party Checklist. So go ahead and print that out, because if you do these 5 things, you have a chance to win some an Archon mount, which is $150 value. And then all I did was I printed out my instructions, which will have these posted for y'all. And then just some really kind of cool marketing stuff too that we'll talk about later if you're interested in teaching this as a paint party, which I think almost all of you are, because almost all of us are here for learning the business side too, which is really cool. Okay, so we're just adding this. I'm going to point this down just a little bit. Yeah, how many of y'all are excited about tomorrow? We have enough stuff we're taking to that paint party. We're taking a lot of extra, because we're doing some kind of cool stuff tomorrow. We're gonna surprise y'all a little bit and show some extra stuff at that event tomorrow. So we pretty much have a truck full.
Yes, we do.
You don't have to bring as much stuff as we're gonna bring tomorrow, but you can definitely. Yeah, it says your outline looks like a bunny. Oh my gosh, it is.
Yes.
It's
fast
like a
bunny cloud.
Yes, I did a little fast bunny. Okay, so for those of y'all that are tracing it, remember, just kind of go around it, okay? Nothing major. And I can kind of see my pencil a little bit. So I'm going to go back to some more white. And then what I recommend you doing is as you paint, and if you're painting with me now, that's great. And I love when y'all talk to each other. I think that is the coolest thing. But whether you're painting with me now or you're watching the replay, I want you to remember that that you can crank up some music. You can, get your favorite drink, whether that's coffee, tea, wine, whatever you like to have a drink. Maybe y'all can tell me. Y'all know I'm a coffee drinker, so I'm all about having coffee. But tonight I have some root beer. I'm drinking root beer tonight. Oh, good. So the team's sending you the link. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just basically doing this. Now, for those of you that I was reading something earlier, and actually it was something I had asked some of my paint party headquarter girls to, some of my members, not just girls. We have men too in there. And I said, hey, where are you getting stuck at? And so many of the things I was reading was people had the fear. And so what I want y'all to do tonight, and that's why I wrote this on my arm, relax. What I want you to do tonight is I want you to just have fun, because there is nothing better than, we got somebody drinking Dr. Pepper. That's Pixie's favorite. Zombie wine. Anna, you must explain, what is zombie wine? But what I want y'all to remember is there's, to teach a paint party, you do not have to be the best painter. You don't have to be the best teacher in the world. You just got to be able to encourage and go step by step. So a lot of times it's really about just having the excitement for what you're doing and then being able to paint this simple painting. So tonight, when you're done, you're going to be surprised with how much you're able to do. And then that alone is going to help, get through your fear and that confidence. Okay, so once we kind of have that on there how we want it, you can always take a little bit more white and add if you want it a little bit lighter. And again, if I'm going too fast, remember, you can always watch the replay, because we're going to have some really cool prizes with this. Okay. All right, so now our next step. So you can either go to the next step on the camp. So we have this that we're going to be posting. So basically the first one was put the teal paint on with the white. So again, if you're teaching a step-by-step painting, Angela says, hey, Bobby, thank you for sharing the night with us and supporting your lovely wife. Aw, that's awesome. Thank you.
You don't know she was on a dating site.
I did not mean to. I was trying to go live, and Facebook has all those little apps, and I accidentally clicked and it went to a dating site, and I go, Bobby, I didn't mean to go to a dating site, because Facebook's going to retarget me. Now I'm going to get so many dating things. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. We have somebody that's, I wanted to hear what that zombie... What's that?
Zombie wine?
Oh, somebody says caramel vodka and sweet tea in Florida. That sounds good. Okay, so here's the thing about teaching a paint party. If you have something like this, iced coffee, Jamie, you're like me. I got to have coffee or something caffeinated. If you get nervous, so like right now, there's 649 of y'all watching. Like that's a little nerve-wracking, right? That's a little like, I hope I don't, mess up and put blue all over my phone or talk to my husband about accidentally hitting the dating site when I was really just trying to click live, right? Like all those things could go wrong, which did. And so because it's, 655 of y'all now, and I'm getting nervous. I'm getting more nervous. So now I can just read this. So you could do this at a paint party. I could totally read this and go, okay, now add the horizontal table line back under the vase and pure teal paint. So I could always go back to my notes. So that way you don't have to like stress, oh my gosh, and I remember doing my first paint party. Hey, Melissa, she likes Pepsi. I remember doing my first paint party and having like step by step. I was so freaked out. Y'all, how long have y'all been teaching paint parties? This will be, I think, year 13 for me. I think I'm on 13 years because Pixie was a baby when I first started. So she was almost one. Okay, so Anna says zombie wine is a local wine, coconut and lime. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, so I'm just going to take regular turquoise and I'm going to move to the 1-inch brush. Hey, Linda. Hey, Rita. Hey, Tiffany. She said you said it wrong. Ice cold water. Yeez. I don't know what that means. Maybe Is it my Texas accent? Oh, thank you so much. The sheet's going to be available, Trudy. I think we're about to be putting it, if it's not already in the announcements, it'll be there by tomorrow. So don't worry, we'll have that up there for y'all. And it just tells you the step by step. So I'm just taking the turquoise, and I'm going to show all of y'all freehanding how to do this here in just a second too. So don't worry, if you're freehanding, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm just kind of grabbing the turquoise and just literally color by number, okay? And once I get this, I'll show you what to do. Terry says 2 years of in-person parties. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, a lot of y'all I know are new to paint parties, and some of y'all have been doing it a while. Some of y'all have had to pivot this past year. Hey, Wendy. Hello, hello. Oh, let's go ahead and give a prize away. Let me grab a name real quick. I'll try to do this throughout the night. Okay, I'm going to pick, let's see. We have, oh, yes, with a Z. Yes. Let's do Renee Jenkins. Renee, you're the first winner, okay? So we will be sending you a gift card through your email. So make sure you email us and tell us your, email us and say you won. Okay, let's grab this. We're going to finish this part up, and then I'm going to show you on the freehand. And I'll be doing prizes and stuff the whole night. So I really appreciate y'all. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way. Okay, let's see. I'm losing the comments. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now I have the line there. So what do I do besides, now I have a bunny over here. Isn't that cool? How that turned into a bunny? So fun. Okay, so this one, the bunny one, all I'm going to do is grab it and just kind of get a line placement about, I'm going to say, and I know this isn't accurate, but about the length of my fingernail, like my finger. Yeah, congrats, Renee. You're the first winner. About the length of my finger. Well, we did have winners too last week on the shopping trip. So we do have some of those. So make sure y'all that won that watch your inbox. Oh, Melissa, thank you for congratulating her. I know it's always so fun when somebody wins, and a lot of times I find out they've never won anything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so exciting. Okay, so if you're freehanding like me, I didn't do the middle because we're going to be putting all the flowers. I accidentally painted a bunny somehow. I didn't mean to. Hey, Leila. So on this, I'm just kind of doing a background like that. So no big deal. Just getting a table in the turquoise, okay? All right, so we got that going. Now what I want to do, and this can have like different shades, so it doesn't have to be completely blended. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of white and just kind of do horizontal shapes, like just a horizontal stroke like that, okay? So I'm just grabbing it and just kind of doing a horizontal stroke, okay? And remember, if I'm moving too fast, you can always like rewatch and pause it, okay? You're gonna have access to this for an entire year. So you can always rewatch and pause. Okay, so now we have that done. So for those of y'all that are just joining me, I'm painting both. I'm painting the traced one, and I am painting the freehand one, okay? All right, so let's see. Penny Laporte, well, I guess you're going to win tonight, Penny Laporte. Let's go ahead and write Penny is the next winner. Congrats, Penny. Yay. Awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the 4-step, well, actually, I guess I skipped a step because I already traced it. So the 4-step says, with a 1-inch flat brush, grab a little dark pink and white on the same brush and fill in the blooms with the curvy, wavy brush strokes. You want there to be enough color difference so you can tell the blooms apart. And some will be darker, some will be lighter, some may be streaky. Go back and add white highlights if you need to. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to rinse this brush, and I'm going to show you how to paint the petals, okay? And then I know a lot of y'all are doing both. Sandy says, thanks for doing both. That's awesome. Terry says, Heidi, you always make it look effortless. I tend to go slower. The reason I'm going to paint on replay. Oh, good. Yeah. Don't feel like you have to paint it as fast as me. Because if I like, whenever you're doing an in-person paint party, you have, and you'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow you will see me. I love this event because usually I'm telling you about how to do it in an in-person party, but I'm not showing you. And so I'm so excited because tomorrow I'll actually be like, okay, you're going to see me teach it in person. So I'm really, really, my door's just opening randomly. Yes, you can totally just watch tonight and then replay it in the morning or tomorrow or something. Okay, so yeah, so tomorrow's going to be very exciting because you're going to be able to see how I'm going to teach this with other people doing it, so I can make sure. Oh, and remember, you do not have to do my colors. So I see Susan saying, hey, Heidi from Massachusetts, I love these colors, but I don't know if they're going to go with the color for my pot. Yeah, totally. Remember, we're giving away prizes for the most unique twist on the flowers. Hey, Shar. So do not, honestly, you can copy me exactly, but you do not have to. I mean, we're giving prizes if you get creative. So, okay, so I'm going to use white, and I'm going to use, ooh, somebody's doing sunflowers. Yay. And I'm going to use royal fuchsia. Again, if you do not have those, not a big deal. I'm going to go back to my 1-inch brush. Yes, Dottie. She says, is it okay to do our own colors? Yes, I actually love that. I recommend, I mean, tomorrow at my paint party, I'll teach it like this, but I will encourage people to grab whatever colors they want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just dip it into the pink, and then, oh, good. Terry says, I'm so excited to watch you teach. Hey, Beth. So cool. Yeah, I can't wait to have y'all be a fly on the wall like that. Just a heads up, and I'm going to just be filling these in if y'all want to watch me. And then for those of y'all that are freehanding, let me show you what I'm going to do so that you can kind of see. So basically what I want you to do is basically in the very middle of your canvas, the very, very middle of your canvas, what I want you to do is just go ahead and just put a dot, okay? And then that's going to tell you that that's about where your first flower is going to be. So then you're just going to kind of fill it in a blob. These are not realistic flowers, people, okay? Hey, Annie. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Terry. These are not realistic flowers. So then when I go to do the next one, I'm going to dip a little bit into the white. And then I'm just going to go right here. And I'm just going to kind of think about, okay, I want a flower here. Okay. And then I'm going to go, okay, maybe I want one here. And just start to kind of place them. So you're just starting to place dots wherever you want, okay? We'll get the vase in here in just a minute. All right, so you can have one maybe right here and one right here. So real quick, because I know the freehand are gonna take a little bit longer because these we're just kind of filling in. And for the freehand, for those of y'all that are filling it in, remember, just kind of go and fill it in and then just every once in a while add a little white so you can see the difference between them. So you can see how that little bit changes, right? Okay, so then that's just you're just gonna fill those in with different shades of that pink. For y'all doing freehand, once I get the placement, all I have to do is grab it and just make a little wiggly line like this. So then I might dip a little bit more into the white and then just a little wiggly line. I just want to overlap. So you can see me really good. I'm dipping in the pink, I'm dipping in the white, and then I'm just grabbing it and I'm just making a wiggly line. And if it starts to get too much, where it feels like, yeah, this is a 1-inch flat. Hey, Aunt B, how are you? Yay, you found us. Hey, Veronica. Yes, it does look like a lady with hair curlers. That's a perfect example. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you're just basically grabbing it, and if it looks like it's too light, you're just gonna grab it and fill it over. Because remember, we're gonna put a lot of details on this. Not like, you know, an overwhelming amount where you're not going to be able to relax, but enough to where you can just have some fun. Okay, so we're just kind of going over that, and then I'm going to go back to the other one. But I wanted to tell you something kind of cool about tomorrow night. We have a fun surprise happening tomorrow night, so you're not going to want to miss it. But with that, I'm going to need y'all to have some patience, okay? And I'll tell you why. For those of you that are doing this as a business, okay? So let me know in the comments how many of y'all are doing this as like your teach-in paint parties, or you're learning how to teach a paint party, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found this. Terry says, blob, wiggly, my type of terminology. Yes, don't use big fancy words. Like, you know, we're not teaching like a hardcore art workshop. We're teaching a paint party. We're teaching something really, really fun. So don't make it too stressful for your guests. Remember, we want to have fun. We want to gain confidence while we're learning something fun, and we want to not worry too much about that. Stephanie says, I'm looking most forward to tomorrow night. Yeah, so here's what's so exciting. I'm going to just add a little bit of white in there. So I kind of got my flowers where they need to be. So I'm going to move back to the tracer one, okay? So what I want to tell you about tomorrow night is we have some surprises for you, okay? And let me know, those of y'all that are really excited about being a fly on the wall, like to teach paint parties. Like, I'm so excited. So we're going to start going live at 5 p.m. Central. And so the reason why we had said 7 originally, and then as we were talking, we were like, oh my gosh, if we say 7, Tiffany says, learning will have the courage soon. Yes, you will. You will start to gain courage, I promise. Y'all are going to start to gain confidence just as you're painting this. I promise you. So what'll happen is at 5 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to start going live. And we're going to be going in and out of Facebook Lives on this page. The reason why is because those of y'all that know already a little bit about Facebook and business is that if I have music playing, sometimes Facebook will take my video down. So we have some really cool surprises tomorrow, but here is the caveat. We have to make sure that if there is some music playing, Facebook doesn't shut that entire video down, because I want to make sure that, you know, when we're setting up, that you get the full experience of seeing setup, right? Well, if all of a sudden somebody, you know, if there's music playing or there's something really cool happening, a really neat surprise or something like that, then Facebook might shut it down afterwards. So we are doing a backup recording. But what I want y'all to realize is that tomorrow, Cheryl says, doing as a business, thanks to you, Heidi, and loving what I do. Oh, that's awesome. So basically from 5 p.m. Central to 10 p.m. Central, there will be a lot of really cool surprises. So you will not want to miss it. But here's the thing. You're going to have to refresh, because if you see me go away, refresh it, because very shortly we will be back on. And the reason I'm doing segments, I'm probably going to do 5 different segments tomorrow night, is because in case Facebook says, oh, not loving that one, that we're not going to lose everything that we're trying to film for you, because we have so much stuff. Let's see. Jerica says, you can type in the video caption, do not own rights to the music. Oh, thank you for saying that. Brendan, can you help remind me to do that tomorrow? That would be awesome. Brendan, she is amazing. She's behind the scenes right now, helping kind of keep me on track because I squirrel a lot. So she's helping out, and she's been a huge part of making this online event happen for y'all. So let's give a shout out to Brendan and all the PPHQ team. So we are so thankful. They're all helping right now get y'all all in the right spot. So some of y'all have been trying to find us, and they've been helping you in the background and all of that great stuff. So thanks, and a big shout out to all of y'all in PPHQ team for helping make this kind of event happen. So Stephanie says, have Dolly come sing. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be so amazing. I'm not going to tell you the surprise because honestly, I think it's better than Dolly. Just my personal opinion. So it's going to be so fun, and you're going to love it. I know you are. So just know that if you see us tomorrow, and I'm just kind of dabbing in here, if you see us tomorrow, then all of a sudden you don't see us, just, I don't know if you know this, but if you take your finger and just push down the, everybody's saying thank you, and Brendan's awesome. We have a great Paint Party Headquarters team. They are amazing. I could not do this without them. I'm so grateful. And for those of y'all that are doing a paint party and you're like a one person show, I did that for many years. So it can be done. It totally can be done. So remember that, you don't have to have a big team, when you're doing paint parties. You can have just you. You can do it on the side just for a couple times a month or whatever you feel like doing. Okay, so all I'm doing now is, I always leave this one out. Okay, so don't forget the little one down here. So just kind of blob it on there with that pink, okay? Just don't forget it. I always accidentally leave this one out. Tracy says, better than Dolly. Wow, never thought I would hear those words out of Heidi's mouth. Yeah, I think y'all are going to be very happy tomorrow when you see what I have in store for y'all. And for those of you in Paint Party Headquarters that think you know what it is, it's not. It's something that nobody knows. That is brand new surprise. So I am so excited. And so remember, if for any reason Facebook doesn't let us stream it, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually do an alternate recording. So if anything gets missed, do not stress, because I will, even if it's late that night, if it gets missed, I'll go home at 11 o'clock that night and I'll download it and try to re-upload it as fast as humanly possible for y'all. So I want y'all to know that I'm going to have it recorded on an alternate source just in case, because I want y'all to see everything that I've not only promised you, but also the surprises. Okay, so here we have the flowers free-handed. Here we have the flowers traced. You can see that it's really not, hold on, you can't see. Hold on. Now you can see that it's really not that big of a difference, is it? It's really not. So now what we're going to do is, if you're ever nervous, remember, you can always go back to your sheet, okay? You can always go back to your sheet. Miranda says, so excited. This is the highlight of my spring break. Oh, I'm so happy. That's great. Well, Miranda Pitts, it just got better because you're the next winner on the Paint and Business Bootcamp. So go ahead and email us at support@texasartandsoul.com. So Miranda, you are the next winner, and we'll send you a gift card. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're having fun. Who is having fun? Are y'all having fun? I'm having fun. Oh, good. Y'all love surprises. Okay, good. Okay, so here's what you can do. Now, you can mix in, right here, we're going to add in a little bit more shading for this. Yes, that's what it is, Abby. So if you're ever at a paint party and you're trying to stream it, a lot of times I will pause my music and then stream it. But since I want you to see everything the paint party has to offer, there's going to be times where Facebook may go, shut me down or something like that. So we're going to be kind of starting it, stopping it, starting it, stopping it, so we can make sure we get as much possible for you. And everybody's congratulating you, Miranda. I don't know if you see that or not. That's awesome. Okay, and can I just say real quick before I put some shading on here, this group has been so good. You know, sometimes when I do these challenges, we have to really reiterate the fact of like, okay, this is not for you to come in and be mean or you know, be rude to each other. Like, y'all, in a time of life right now where everybody is really like, you know, there's a lot of craziness and sadness and you know, all kinds of stuff happening in the world right now. And I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you so much for being so kind to each other. Thank you so much for congratulating each other. And thank you so much for all of that kind of stuff, because it just means the world that we don't have to try to be so like careful with like watching to make sure y'all are not being mean to each other. So I just want to say good job. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'm just going to add in a little bit of white. And Brendan, I think you sent me a message, but I did not see it. So make sure. Yeah, I saw that, Renee. It kind of freaked me out. I think you sent me a message, but I didn't see it, Brendan, if you sent me something. So I'm just dipping in the white, and I'm just doing this right here. Just adding in a little bit of white to get just a little bit of this right here, okay? So what I'm using is Deco Art. Now you can use any kind of brand. You saw whenever I went shopping for the paint, you can use any kind of brand. When I first started teaching paint parties, all I got were the 50-cent paintings at Walmart. The 50-cent bottles of paint. I think it was called, is it Apple Barrel or is it, Susie, you're baking cookies? I want some cookies. Oh, thank you, Ronnie. Y'all are so sweet. Yes, Christy says no meanies group. We do not allow meanies in here. We as soon as we start seeing stuff, we give you about one warning and then that's about it. Yes, this is paint therapy to the rescue. Totally. So what we're going to do is we're going to just grab some of the white and we're just going to kind of add in some, kind of mix it in a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. Oh, thank you, Julie. That is so sweet. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit of white. And then what I want y'all to remember, like I said, when I first, like I'm all about a profit every party. Oh, thank you, Patty. It is Apple Barrel. So I would get, you know, a couple of prepays, which we'll talk about more of that on Thursday. But I would get a couple of prepays and then I would go buy my supplies from Walmart using the 50-cent paint. And I would buy, you know, a little bit more than I need. And I always buy different colors. Now, this is your painting. This is your paint party business. And tomorrow, we have a really awesome bonus called Where to Get the Goods. And this bonus is going to show you like where I get my paints, where I get my brushes, all of that awesomeness. And yes, we are, Anna. She says we are about inspiring. That is so cool. And so you're going to be able to get that bonus tomorrow inside this boot camp. So make sure you check that out. But when I first started teaching, I literally, like I remember this little girl, she had been coming to my little paint party, like she'd been coming to my little paint parties at Gaddytown. So I was hosting paint parties at Gaddytown. Pixie was real little. I think she was 5 or 6. And so this family used to come to my paint parties there. Sweet family. They had 2 girls and a boy, and one of the girls wanted me to teach them for her birthday, and she wanted to design the painting with me. And it was around Christmas time, and me and her like talked together, and we both collaborated, and we designed this Christmas angel. And it was this Christmas angel with this beautiful red dress. And I remember like I think I paid her $20 because she designed this painting with me, and it was like this really cool collaboration. And I think she was like 9 years old at the time, or she was turning 9 for her birthday. Well, I show up at this paint party. I have every color in the book. I'd already been teaching like 3 or 4 paint parties that week. I was, you know, working. I was just overwhelmed. I was just burning the candle at both ends. And then I forgot the Christmas red for the Christmas dress. And where she was located was too far away for me to go get red paint. And so without telling the mom, because I felt so horrible, I looked at at the little girl and I said, do you have any red paint in your craft room? Oh my gosh, can you please go look in your craft room and see? And she was like, let me go look. And she did. Thank goodness she had red paint, because I was like, how am I going to do this girl's Christmas angel and forget the one that I was supposed to have? So with that being said, like, I always bought the 50 cent because I wanted to make sure I had a profit every party, every single time. Okay, so now that we have the flowers where they need to go, what I want to do is just go ahead and get the start of the vase, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to rinse this. Let's see, Wendy says, I let my kids or adults let me know what they want, and then we go from there. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, a lot of times I'll just share a couple designs and someone will pick. But that girl had been coming to my paint parties for a few years. And so she, I felt like we knew them. And she was like, I just want to design my own. So I was like, yes, definitely. Marianne says, I bought so many supplies and haven't done a part. Well, Mary, that's going to change because Thursday I'm going to help you book one. So stay tuned for that because Thursday is going to be really, really cool. Okay, so now what I want to do is, for those of you freehanding, we are going to take some black paint and put it on our canvas here, or our paper plate as we call it. And then we're just going to not use it because that's not the right step. We're going to another step. This is why when you have a bunch of people watching you at a paint party, you have your steps, okay? Oh, and we're going to post the instructions, these step-by-step, right after this live. So if you want to see that, you can do that. And Marie says, and thankful for your years of experience, encouragement, and inspiration, recovering from bankruptcy too. Oh my gosh, I promise you it gets better. Oh my gosh, I have learned so much from bankruptcy. I know that sounds weird, but really I have. I've learned so much from that. Okay, and I promise you it does get better. It takes time. It doesn't just happen. Like, we don't get ourselves in that kind of trouble overnight, so it doesn't take overnight to get out of that trouble. But I promise you it helps, and it will get better. And Mary Lou, yes, we are going to post the instructions as soon as this live is over, so you can print them and help it. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush. It's the teal and the white brush. And this one, I'm not going to rinse. Now, what I'm going to do with this brush, Liz, she says, my mom passed away and I'm painting this in her honor. Isn't art healing? Number one, I am so sorry, Liz, about your mom. So sorry about your mom. Man, I'm so sorry. That's hard. But I'm glad you're painting this in her honor. Art and healing, I mean, it has gotten me through so much. So much. Anybody else here use art to heal? Like I do all the time. Oh, everybody's sending you the care hearts. Yes, Shanna says, I learned a lot from bankruptcy too. So much about living the life, good and bad. Yeah, I wouldn't take it back. I know that sounds crazy, but it has sent me in a direction that I would never have probably gone through. Yes, she should. We need to send a little present. Let's see. Where was she? Liz Phillips. We're going to send you a little present, okay? I know it doesn't, it's not that much, but we're going to send you a little present, okay? Liz Phillips, I'm going to put you on here as one of the present people too, okay? So we'll send you something special. We'll send you something special because I know you're painting this in honor of your mom. That's really cool of you. Okay, so what I want to show you right now is I want to show you to use the chip brush. I'm not even going to rinse it. I'm just going to dip it back into the bluish color. And then I'm going to dip it into the pink, okay? Now I'm just going to kind of dab it over here and see what's happening. It's starting to turn purple. Oh, somebody said just watching you paint is healing. Yeah, sometimes when I'm sick, I'll watch Bob Ross. And for some reason, it just really helps. Oh my gosh, Gina, I am so, so glad you're using art this way. And Becky too, healing through the loss of her husband. So many of us, right? It's like God has given us this gift of healing. And there's something like, I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm using the right word. I mean, I know I might sound kind of crazy here, but there's something tied to our brains and also using our hands that makes us feel better. Like we're creating, we're doing something with our hands, and it just makes us feel better. So what I'm doing, y'all, this is on the freehand one. I'm just bringing this down, and it's literally just a tap, 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 okay? Just a tap. And there is a lot of love in the comments for y'all. So for those of y'all that are reading comments, oh, it melts my heart seeing y'all support each other that way. I'm just so, so happy to see that. And so all we're doing, y'all, is we're just grabbing this. And if you want it to be more purple, all you have to do is grab some more of that turquoise. So if we want this to be more purple, we're just going to grab some more. Oh, and Melissa, yeah, she's been healing her eyes. How are your eyes, Melissa? She's had some pretty major surgeries. I'm going to grab some blue. Yes, and Barbara says a creative God gave us the ability to be creative. I am so thankful for that. So thankful. There's so many people out there that are not using your talents. And here's the thing, like I said, at the beginning, teaching paint parties is not about being the best painter. This is not a realistic painting. I don't know if y'all have gotten that yet or not, but I'm a whimsical painter. I'm not really a realistic painter. And I love it. I just love the feel of it. I love the energy of it. I love the feeling it gives me. I just love everything about it. And so I want y'all, when you paint something like this, to relax, make sure you relax. And then seriously, don't worry if it's not perfect. Focus more on the way it makes you feel. Because I promise you, in teaching in the paint party world, people are more about the experience and about how it's making them feel. I'm going to bring this down here. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm dipping in the pink and I'm dipping in the blue. And as I dip in that pink and blue, it's going to turn purple. But I promise you, when you're doing a paint party, of course, people want to leave with something that looks good, right? Nobody wants to leave embarrassed. But really, they more importantly want to connect. They more importantly want to, have that feeling of hanging out with a couple people, meeting people and having a moment to themselves, So it's more about that when you're teaching a paint party than it is about this intense painting. I promise you. That's why I provide tracers. Let's see. I have the pink first. I'm just making sure y'all know what I'm doing. And then I'm doing the blue. And then also providing just a fun environment. So you're going to see that tomorrow night. You're going to see us providing a fun environment. You're going to see us having fun. You're going to see us laughing. It's not going to be the serious, time. We're going to have fun together. We're going to play music. We're going to laugh. We're going to paint. And we're going to have nachos. We have a big nacho bar tomorrow. I mean, we just have so much exciting things that are going to happen that you're going to be able to watch. And I want you to remember that, a lot of us, and let me know if this is you, and I did the same thing. And when I first started teaching paint parties, I was so scared and terrified of how everybody was going to look at me. Are they going to think I'm the best painter? Are they going to think this looks like crap? Are they going to think that I'm not good enough? Who am I? All of these things were going through my head. And I remember one of the first paint parties I did, all of a sudden I looked up. I was teaching, one of them I was teaching Starry Night, another one I was teaching something else. And I remember looking up, and I had all this step-by-step behind my easel because I was so scared. And I remember being like, not one person is staring at me. Not one person. They were all looking at their art and they were all judging themselves. They were all worried about themselves. Crystal, queso is my love language too. Me and you. Queso is my love language. So it was like, it hit me that I was like, oh my gosh, you know, these people really just need encouraged. They need me to walk by and go, it's okay to put that color there. It's okay to have a mistake. It's okay to paint something wrong because guess what? I just painted on here and it's not that big of a deal because I can literally paint right over it and make it new. And it's okay to do that stuff. And I want y'all to be those people when you are a paint party teacher. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have this big, intense, list of 500 things that you've done. You just need to be a great encourager, and you just need to know how to paint a basic painting, and that's where you're learning from me. You're learning how to paint a basic painting that you can take and then teach somebody else. So let me know if you have had that and if that kind of helps you. Anybody else do this when you paint? I have so much paint everywhere. It's on my phone. It's everywhere. Okay, so let me go ahead and do another giveaway, and then I'm going to share with you. Remember, we are looking for most creative vase. We're looking for most unique twist on the flowers. We're looking for most creative surface. So some of y'all actually paint on. Oh, and let me see who says they are alone and their friends are scattered. Let's see. Patty says, I'm alone also and friends are scattered. You're not alone anymore. You got 700 of us right here. Actually, I think there's 1,500 right now in this group. We just have 700 watching live. So, you are not alone, my friend. Okay, so now we're going to go back to that 1-inch brush. And what we want to do now is we're going to grab the black, okay? So for those of y'all that are freehanding, let me real quick grab something really quick, okay? Hold on. Oh. No, just do it straight from it. Yes. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let's see. Oh, yes. How many of y'all have had somebody cry at their paint parties? I have a fun story to tell. No, that sounded so wrong. Not because of the crying. I have a story that's going to show you about support. Oh my gosh. That came out so bad. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do and then I'll tell you the story. Okay, so I'm going to grab a 1-inch brush and then I'm going to grab some black paint and I'm just going to go like this, back and forth so I have it in a good crisp amount, okay? So what I'm going to do for those of y'all that are freehanding, I'm going to show you first. So all you're going to do is you're going to think about where your vase is. So we're going to start here and we're just going to go sideways and then we're just going to bring it up. So I kind of need to turn it just a little bit to make sure I have the right. So it's just almost like a smiley face and then we're going to bring it over. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to show you on the other side. So just kind of like that. Oh, somebody said happy tears. That's awesome. Okay, so I want to tell you a story about this woman that I was teaching at a paint party. So actually she was there and she was with this church group. And there was a bunch of them and she did not want to paint. She was the photographer and she was taking all the pictures. And I kept saying, oh my gosh, would you please paint with us? And she was in her 60s. And Monica says, oh no, there's no crying at paint parties. That's funny. She was in her 60s. I'm going to switch brushes because I need a thinner one. Let me make sure it's really good and thin. So I'm going back and forth with the paint like this. And so anyway, so she was taking pictures and I was like, please, would you paint with us? I said, we have enough room, make sure you paint. And she's like, no, I can't. And I was like, why can't you paint with us? And she said, finally, she opened up to me And we were about 20 minutes into the paint party, and she said, when I was in third grade, an art teacher was said that my drawing was bad and I should never do it again. And I thought, and I was an art teacher for 10 years, and I do not, that is not okay. Like, that is not okay. And I looked at her and I said, I am so sorry that happened to you, but I promise you, as we do this, and I'm just going to use this brush right here and just kind of, with all the bristles, I'm going to just copy it and make these smiley faces. Okay, just smiley faces, nothing major. And so I'm taking my brush and I'm going back and forth. And I said, I promise you, if you paint with me tonight, you will not have I promise you, nobody will say anything bad about your art. All we're going to do is have fun. And so she reluctantly, she kind of grabbed it, and you could tell she was nervous about it. Well, by the end of the night, that woman in her 60s was literally standing and dancing with the paintbrush and painting and having fun and laughing. And I took her picture, and she's holding it and she's smiling and she's so proud. And I was so happy for her. And then in that split second, I got so sad for her. And you know why? Because she let one teacher, and how many of us do this? She let one teacher say one mean thing to her when she was in third grade, dictate how she was going to spend the rest of her life. Literally did not paint or pick up a paintbrush because of one teacher. So I was like, no, that is not okay. So in a moment, I was so happy for her because she finally did it and she was painting and she was excited. But then I was so sad for her because I thought she spent decades letting one mean person say something about her that did not matter. So what I want you to do is, if you are holding something somebody has said about you, and I talk about this inside of Paint Party headquarters, I say protect your dreams. There's things my husband does not even know that I dream about, because there are things that are not read. They're only for me and God. I write to God. I write journals to God. I write things that I think, oh my gosh, could this really happen? Could this dream really happen? I get excited. But whenever you let people dictate what your dreams are, that's God's the giver of dreams. Don't let other people crush those for you. And so sometimes we may be so excited about a paint party business or about something new that's happening in our life. And then we go tell somebody else, and guess what happens? Their insecurities will project onto you. They don't mean to, but that's what happens. Their insecurities project on you. And then the next thing you know, you've got all this excitement, all of this energy, all of this dedication, all of this inspiration. And then it's just popped like a balloon in a second because somebody's words had an effect on you. And I can see all of y'all making comments. Yep, had that happen. Yep, this happened. Yes, protect your dreams. Write those dreams to God. If you're a praying girl like me, I have a journal, and I call it Co-Creating with God. And it is a journal that me and God, nobody else is allowed to read that journal. And that's where I write the craziest dreams that I never ever could imagine have happened. And a lot of those dreams have happened. And so when that lady was smiling with her painting, I just thought, oh my gosh, we cannot let other people dictate how we're going to live our life. Because literally, at the end of the day, when I'm 88 years old, my family has there's some longevity in my family. When I'm an old woman, I do not want to look back and be like, yeah, I never tried that because so-and-so said this. No, I don't care. And if you are struggling with that and you care too much about what other people think, I want you to read the book Big Magic, okay? It has changed. I read it probably about 5 years ago. And since then, you can probably see based on my business stuff, I could care less what somebody's going to say about me. I don't care. I do not care because I know God is the giver of dreams. I know there is a reason that dream is in the pit of my stomach, and I know there's a reason I feel that way. And I know that I'm supposed to do something with it. So if people talk crap about me, I don't care. If people say they think, oh my gosh, why would she do that? Or what is she doing? I don't care, because I don't want to be in my 80s or in my 90s going, how come I let all of these people dictate how I was going to live my life? How come I let all of these people decide what was going to make me happy? How come I let fear stop me from doing something I wanted to do? So in the middle of that paint party, I just hugged her and I was like, oh, I'm so happy you did this. And I'm so like, no matter what age you are, I want you to know that you still have a choice. And whether that's just you painting for fun or you painting as, a business, like whatever it is, like I just want to be able to support you and let you know that sometimes you don't have to tell everybody every freaking dream you have. You do not have to. You can hold some of that stuff back and share it with people who understand, share it with people who are going to support you. And then as you start to go, like for example, there's a lot of stuff in my paint party business that I didn't share with certain people because they would immediately make me feel bad about it or make me feel like I couldn't do it or make me feel like that wasn't the right thing. And so I just stopped sharing with those people. And then once I start doing it, they're like, huh, how'd you do that? Then they start asking, like, okay, what's going on now? So I think sometimes we have to remember that. And you have to go, they'll know later. If they're really curious, they'll know later. So hopefully that helps inspire y'all. Let me know if that story was helpful to y'all, because I just like that lady's face is like sealed in my soul forever. Like I will never forget her smile because of the way she felt about that. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, Brendan, that's so true. Brendan's messaging me. She says, I remember you telling me about Paint Vault. Paint Vault was a very failed business of mine and it did not work out. They don't all work out, y'all, and that's okay. Okay, so we just kind of filled that in. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the freehand. So the freehand's a little different, y'all. And I see a lot of you reading Big Magic. Oh, highly recommend. There are some cuss words, just a heads up for those of you that you've heard a cuss word before, but just in case, just know that there are some cuss words in there. Just bleep out when you go to the cuss words. But on this part, what I want you to do is just do some smiley faces. So if you are doing your freehand, all you have to do is just start doing smiley faces, okay? So just smiley face it. And then just kind of go about an inch up and then smiley face again. The reason we're doing a smiley face is so that it looks like it has some kind of dimension, like a 3D. Again, this is not a realistic painting. We're not breaking any records with, Van Gogh here. We're just trying to have some fun and use art as healing. Oh, Charlene says it's a confirmation and my daughter's listening as well. That's so cool. And Sonia said, somebody told me at church not to ever sing again after I tried singing at my church. Oh, Sonia. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry, girl. Well, sing away. Keep singing. Keep singing. Don't let somebody else crush your dreams, okay? That's the thing. And the thing about painting too is you get better. Aunt B was on here. Yes, Victoria says, yes, I do believe in my goal and not everybody knows that yet. That's okay. We're in this world where we have to share like what we're eating. Literally, like we are in a world where people are taking pictures of their food, sharing what they're cooking. Like we're in this very fast-paced world of oversharing, which I overshare a lot. And but I want you to know that you don't have to share everything. There are a lot, I overshare a lot, and there is a lot that I do not share. There is a lot that that nobody knows about, that Bobby doesn't even know about. So many things like that. So I want you to remember that you don't have to share everything, and you can keep that, as you're building a business or as you're learning to paint. you're going to get better. You're going to practice. Like, you know, Aunt B in this group, when I first started, like, you know, I got to know her, and we call her Aunt B. She's like a honorary aunt, I guess you would say. And she'd only painted 5 paintings before she started her paint party business. She started painting, then she started, you know, listening to how I was teaching her. And then she, like, literally lives in this little bitty town. And she was having these big paint parties in her little bitty town. And I actually stayed at her house, so I know how small her town is, because she, I think there was 1 stop sign. And I was like, oh my gosh, where are you getting all these people for this paint party? And it was so crazy. But I mean, she had painted, like, you know, she's a grandma now, and she had painted 5 paintings before she started teaching. But she is a person who wants to practice. She wants to share God's love through art. She wants to have some fun. You know, she doesn't want to take life like crazy too serious when it comes to this. She wants to have some fun and share with others. And I think that's important too. I'm going to add a little bit more right here, so you can see how it's all starting to come together. And remember, if you're not with me on this right now, you can always watch the replay, okay? No sharing dirty laundry. Yeah, let's not do that. Monica says, that's where I'm at right now. Practice, 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 because I know it will help. Yes, definitely. Oh my gosh, always practice. Always be practicing. Okay, so we have that on there now. What I'm going to do now is rinse my brush, and I'm going to grab some greens, okay? So you can use the greens that I recommended, but if you don't have the greens I recommended, just use any dark green and any lighter green. Let's see. Oh my gosh, the questions are coming in so fast. Patty says, y'all are so sweet. Aww. Shelly says, my high school music teacher told me I couldn't sing. I was crushed, but I'd figure I'd sing whatever. God is a joyful noise. Maybe not in tune, but God thinks it's okay. I know, so I'm a really bad singer, but I love to sing. Anybody else here like me? Yes, I'm rinsing, Tammy. I usually don't rinse a lot, but with black paint, I got to rinse this one. So you caught me rinsing. Tomorrow's class, yeah, it'll all be on replay. So tomorrow's class and Thursday's class will be on replay, and you'll have access for a full year. We will archive the group on March 31st, but you'll still have access for a full year. Okay, so I'm going to grab this brush, and I'm going to use the dark green first and then the light green. So I'm going to show you how to do it. But yeah, anybody on here that sings but can't sing, that's me, right? I can sing, but it doesn't sound very good. Well, for a long time, I was too embarrassed to sing in front of people, because when I was younger, I have 3 brothers and a sister, and there were some friends over, and somebody recorded, like on a tape recorder, and they played it back, and I didn't realize they had recorded me, and they said, see how bad you sound? And since them telling me that I sounded bad, I wouldn't sing in front of people for a long time until I started gaining confidence. And then I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I'm singing, and I feel like when it hits God's ears, he can auto-tune it, you know, so he won't care. So I'm going to use some dark green, and then all I'm going to do, y'all, is grab my 1-inch brush, and then I'm going to take the green, the darker green. Again, you can use any 2 greens. And then all I'm going to do is just start having, like, I'll place a line like that. So go ahead and let's place our lines first. I love trying to read y'all's comments. They're awesome. If I don't read them all, I will try to come back and read them too. So I'm going to grab a line and put it over here. I'm going to grab, like, maybe right here and just kind of do an eyeball shape. Okay? So I'm just doing a football or an eyeball shape. Oh, I need to shape that a little more. It's too... Oh! My dog doesn't mind whenever you sing. Girl, you better sing. That's funny, Linda. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I just belt it out. Especially when I'm in the car. That's like my favorite time to sing. When I'm in the car, I'm like, I sound good in a car. Okay, so I'm going to grab it there, and then I'm just going to, like, place, like, a couple little lines. I'm just grabbing this. Helen says tequila makes me sing better. That's funny. It probably sounds better too with everybody if you have a little tequila. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit here. And I'm just doing a little. So see how I'm literally painting right on top of those. Okay? And then I'm just going to bring this out. And I'm going to bring a little leaf here. All right, so I'm just kind of bringing leaves in here and here. Y'all let me know if you've already started teaching paint parties, because I know we have a lot of people in our group that has been teaching paint parties either online or in person that are in Paint Party headquarters. So I'd love to know if you have been teaching paint parties recently. If you're new to teaching paint parties, let us know. Dee sounds fab in the car too. Yeah, I wanted to read a couple of our Paint Party headquarter girls too, because I think it'd be really inspiring. Okay, so this one, Amanda, she says, so she had painted a barn quilt that we had in our Paint Party headquarters, and she said, I have to admit, she goes, thank you, Heidi, for posting the barn quilt. I have to admit, when I first saw it, I thought, Then I remembered, I live in West Virginia. These people will eat this up. It doesn't matter what I like, it's what they like. She said, no offense, Heidi, but yours was lovely, just not my taste. But I used your photos in your banner. My goal was 50 signups, and she had 48 people sign up. That is insane. She did her live, put it on her Facebook business page, and left it, and knowing they can't do the class without a kit. Today I have more people interested, and she's ordering more cutouts. She's already had more people sign up, and she's been in business for 8 years and had felt the wrath of the pandemic. Your advice has helped keep me afloat, and I have made the transition to online classes, which I never thought I could do in the past. I was totally camera shy, but I've gotten so much better. Amanda, that is awesome! Yes, and April, she says, yes, I just started back with in-person parties and both doing my online membership and online parties too. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Y'all, if you are already doing paint parties, let us know. If you're starting to do them, let us know in the comments, because I know as I'm painting, I know y'all are reading each other's comments too. So I want y'all to be inspired. And I want y'all to know you're going to see over the next 2 nights, especially tomorrow night, you're going to see how easy this is going to be. Like, you're going to be able to see, like I said, a fly on the wall watching me teach this, not just to you online, but also to people in person. What was that? Did y'all hear that? Okay, so I'm just making little football shapes. So again, a smiley, a frowny, and I fill it in. A smiley, a frowny, fill it in. Smiley, frowny, fill it in. Okay? So I'm just adding these on here. And again, if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't paint it that fast, you will get faster, I promise. I promise you'll get faster. And when you're teaching it, and you'll see me teach this exact painting tomorrow night, you'll see that I'll paint it kind of fast, but I spend most of my time walking around helping. So I'll paint it fast, but then I'll walk around. So I'll say, do this, and then I'll run around and help. So I love that. I love doing that more, because I feel like the connection of talking to people is more important almost as much as the painting. Susie says, I'm slowly getting more parties booked. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Terry, I heard some kind of sound too. I don't know what that was from. Okay, so as I have that on, now I'm going to switch to the yellow-green, okay? So we know what's going on now. So pretty much everybody, for the freehand part, I'm just going to switch to one painting now so that we can kind of finish. So basically the freehand part, we're good on it. So I'm going to move it over so that we can, I almost knocked down my time-lapse one. That'd be crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to go to yellow-green, and I'm just going to, like I said, I'm not too worried about paints touching. It doesn't even matter, okay? So I'm going to grab this right now. I'm not going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to grab some green, and all I'm going to do is just kind of blob right on top of that. See how fast I do that? You're just kind of taking the corner and blobbing on it. You're just trying to get some definition, really. Nothing major. Nothing major, just adding some dimension. And if I got too crazy right there, I could just kind of blend it in, okay? So just adding dimension. Oh, I do it every time. Don't forget your little friend flower down here. Oh, thank you, Monica. You were just saying that. So I'm going to go back to dark green, and I'm going to blob on my flower, my leaf, and then bring this one over. Okay? Now I'm going to dab back into the big green, the lighter green, and blob it on. Okay, so see how fast that was? So if you need to add some little extras, I can go back to my dark green, and I can just grab it, and I can just like add in these little extras if I want, if I feel like it needs some more. Oh my goodness, I left a whole section out up here. Let me go ahead and add. So I'm going to go back to my dark green. Smiley, frowny, smiley, frowny, smiley, frowny, swoosh and blob. Okay, then I'm going to go to my light green. And I'm just going to dab it. Okay. All right, so now we have that on there. Now, what I like to do, and again, this is totally optional. You don't have to do this part, okay? But I like to take like a navy blue or a midnight blue, and I like to grab it and then just put some paint on my plate. And then this, again, like I said, you don't have to have this color in here, but I like to grab it and use that messy brush that I had and just kind of dab it on there like this and then dab it off. So like Victoria would say, offloading. And then I just like to get a little bit of that deeper blue into here. Okay? So you don't have to, but it's just going to give it a little bit more dimension. And this is with that either a navy blue or a midnight blue. Again, it's totally optional. I just like to have a little bit of that deeper blue. Yeah, it does start to come together. We're about to have a lot of really stuff that's about to happen, okay? A lot of stuff's about to happen. So excited. Okay, so now we have our vase. What I want to do now is I want to show you how to start making some of this come together. So now what we can do is we can grab our liner brush. Okay, so our liner brush, we're going to start first with some white. So I'm just going to grab my liner brush. It's just the smallest brush you have. Grab and just get some white on there. And then all I'm going to do is just start grabbing this and just start kind of putting in some lines. Again, nothing major. We're just going to swoosh around, almost like little bitty worms, like little bitty, I don't know even how to say it, but just little bitty worms here. Okay? Just little bitty lines in here, nothing major, just getting some texture on here. Okay? Just getting it on there, all on every one, even the bottom one. All right, just like that. Now what we're gonna do, oh, she says, Beth says, how do you decide when you have enough lines? Actually, I'm not even sure if I have enough lines yet, but I'm gonna keep using my white for just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to outline it. Bonnie says, let's see, what did she say? I think my mom is even telling me it looks good. She never does that. Love her so much. Oh, that's so sweet of your mom. I'm glad she's telling you it looks good. That's good. I'm going to grab some more white, and then I'm just going to kind of, in my leaves, I'm just going to kind of add a blob, okay? Again, if you're looking for a technical art teacher, I'm not your girl. I'm going to use the word blob. I'm going to use the word swish. I'm going to use the word dab. The reason why is because when I teach this at a paint party, people did not sign up for a hardcore art lesson. That's an art workshop. We're here for paint party, okay? We're here to have some fun. We're here to blob. We're here to swoosh. We're here to turn on some music and paint the night away. We're here to use art to heal, not to try to think really hard and criticize ourselves and be mad at ourselves if it's not perfect. That is not the purpose of tonight. That is not the purpose of paint parties. So we're blobbing, we're swishing, we're dabbing. Can y'all work with that? Okay, so we got all our blobs on there. We got a bunch of white. I also like to take the back of my brush and I grab some white paint on the back of it. And then I like to just do some dotting. So just every once in a while, like on the leaves here, just do like 3 dots. Nothing serious, just 3 dots. Just everywhere you see like a section of leaves, just put 3 dots, okay? All right, now another little part of this white highlighting, we're gonna take that big, messy, oh yeah, and a swoosh, I like that. Blobs are my jam, Stephanie says. Okay, Vivi says, I call the white on the roses squigglies. Yes, that works, perfect. So now we're gonna dip into the white from that messy brush, and all I'm gonna do is just kind of dab it, and then all I wanna do is just kind of dab where we put that stuff at earlier. So again, nothing major. I'm gonna make sure I got some good white on there. So you can see, oh, I almost took down my whole water. Just dabbing, nothing major. Just a little bit of dabbing, okay? All right, so remember that blue we got on earlier? We're gonna grab our 1-inch brush and we're gonna take a little bit of that darker blue with some of that turquoise. And now when we mix it, we're gonna have this really pretty blue. All I want y'all to do is just kind of go horizontally on the base just to give it a little bit of a different color, okay? And then I'm gonna pick out another prize. Anybody else wanna win one of the prizes? We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be doing some giveaways over the next 2 nights as well. Let's see, Susan Easters, you are our next winner. And she says, you make it seem so easy the way you explain each step of what you're doing. Blob, whoosh, dabbing, wiggly worm, etc. Susan Easter, I'm going to put your name on here. Let me write your name down real quick. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Susan Easter, congratulations. Susan Easter, if you will please email. Sorry, I had the paintbrush in my hand. If you would please email support@texasartandsoul.com, we will give you a gift. We will give you a gift. Okay, let's see. We're going to be, in just a few minutes when we finish this, we're going to be giving y'all some homework. Don't worry, it's not bad homework, it's good homework, okay? So before we finish, we're gonna be giving you some homework. We're also going to be sharing the step-by-step instructions in the announcements. Who wants to print these? If you want to print these, we're gonna have them in the announcements tonight after I'm done. And then we're also going to have a post that says, post your painting progress, okay? So if you want to post your painting progress, remember we are very, very excited to encourage you. This is not a place where people are going to be mean to you. If they are, you ain't staying long. you ain't staying long. So remember, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. So make sure that you are posting your progress photos. And then also for your homework, basically for your homework, it's not hard. I just want you to comment something nice on at least 3 other people's paintings, okay? So all you have to do is pick 3 people and comment something nice on their painting. So it could be like, oh, good job, or I like your color. Remember, we're doing prizes for like most unique surface. So if you end up doing this on a, for example, jacket or, a table or a wall. We've had somebody before do something on a wall, which was so cool. And we're going to have the most creative vase. So if you get real crazy with your vase, we're also going to be giving away a prize for the most unique twist on the flowers. So make sure you do all of that. And Angela says, I love the way you teach. Oh, that's awesome. Kathy says it's starting to come together. Yes, okay, so on that bottom part, while I have this out, I'm going to go ahead and dip in white. I did not rinse my brush, but what I'm going to do is just kind of like add in some lines here. And look at how my arm's moving. Okay? I'm just like taking it. And this is good practice even for me, because tomorrow I'm going to be teaching this live. So it's always good, like never go teach a paint party without painting the painting, okay? Never ever do that. Always make sure you have painted the painting. So I was an art teacher for 10 years, which I have my communications degree and my psychology degree. So I don't want anybody hearing, well, you can do that because you're an art teacher. Yes, I was an art teacher, but I do not have an art degree. I have my associates in art, which meant I took very few art classes. I'm mostly self-taught. And so that's probably why I say words like swoosh and squiggly and all of those fun things, right? So whenever you're thinking about this, like I remember one year I was so busy and I could not get one of my I had one of my elementary classes and I couldn't get the project done beforehand. I just had an example. Oh my gosh, big mistake. Those second graders ate me alive. Like, you have got to know what you're doing before you just go teach it. So by you painting it first, and I'm just grabbing a little bit of blue and I'm just kind of going over the white I added so it kind of mixes. But by you teaching it first, you are going to be able to know everything that you need to look for, that people will have trouble with, that you know you can give a little extra time to, for example. Okay, it's so true. Okay, so now what I want y'all to do is we're going to go back to our liner brush and we're going to use black paint, okay? So this part is where it kind of, this and this next step really lets it come together. So I'm going to use black paint on a liner brush, and all I'm going to do, let me hold this up where you can really see it. All I'm going to do is start kind of figuring out where I want to circle this. Now, this is where, do I have any type A personalities in the group? Type A is like, maybe really perfectionist, really good at what they do. But this kind of stuff can drive you nuts. Because honestly, y'all, this part, you don't really worry or care too much about where you are doing your circles. So I want you to just kind of go with it. For example, Brendan did type A. Brendan, oh, she is so good. She is the most organized person I've ever met. And I know y'all in Paint Party Headquarters are very grateful for Brendan, because if not, Paint Party Headquarters would just be a big old mosh pit. Instead, she makes it so organized and pretty. So right here, what I want you to do is just let go. And just don't worry too much. Like, for example, this doesn't look like a flower, but that's okay. That can be kind of behind it. And this one can kind of go in front of it, even though I had that there. That's okay. So I want you to just kind of let go, not stress too much about where these black lines are. Of course, we want them to kind of be in a circular motion, but if you have some little bits of pink, don't stress about that. Do not stress about that at all, okay? Yeah, see, love Brendan. Yes, we do. We love Brendan because she makes everything so organized. So organized. So now what you want to do is you want to grab this, and now you're just going to do those same kind of wiggly worms that we just did, okay? Those same kind of, see how, remember I said don't worry about that? Because we're going to go in there. You really didn't need to worry because we're just painting on top of it. Not a big deal. I almost do like a weird little C ear. It's almost like this weird ear. So just kind of let loose with it. If you're worried, less is more. You know, do less first, and then if you feel like it needs more black, you can add it. Some people will not even add black at all. You do not have to worry. If you don't want to add black, you don't need to. You don't have to. And then all I'm going to do is just take my liner brush. If you have a shaky hand, like I do a lot because I drink a lot of coffee, is I will hold my pinky. Oh, I did forget the bottom one. Thank you, Stephanie. I got to remember that tomorrow night. Will y'all please like do a shout out for whoever's watching the video tomorrow if I forget the bottom one? Because I'm going to be teaching it live in front of people and I know I'm going to forget it.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hey.
I'm going to go to sleep, so I'm going to shut this door.
You're going to sleep? Is it?
I'm so tired.
Are you? What time is it?
It's like 8:30 something.
Oh, I love you.
Love you guys.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just super tired.
You're tired. You had a hard day.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, sweetie. Good night. And so I'm just going to grab it like this and hold it with my pinky and then bring it over. So see how quick I could do that? And then the same thing with these leaves. You're just going to grab it and hold your pinky if you need to steady it. And then just grab and pull. Grab and pull. Okay? And all you have to do is just kind of outline. And then I'll show you our last two steps. And then we're going to do a couple more prizes. I know. Yeah, somebody else forgot the bottom one too. Was that Patty? I know. It's so frustrating. It's like we get it done and then we're like, oh yeah, that bottom one. It like snuck in there. Okay, I want to make sure y'all can see this. Oh, can you see me now, Kelly? Yeah, Pixie she's tired. She had spring break last week. So she slept a lot last week. And she's a teenager, so she's growing. And so she slept a lot last week. And so I think just having to get up like super early again, she did that. Suzanne says, forgot the bottom one too. So funny. Okay, so awesome. So now that we have this, what I'm going to do is just rinse this brush. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of that turquoise, just a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of dab in the middles here, just like a couple of dots. And you can actually get even more creative and add some streaks of this if you want. I just like to do a few dots here. Same on the bottom. Oh, I didn't miss it. Yay! Okay, and now I'm going to go back to that 1-inch brush. Okay, so some people like to use the liner. I know Lana, her spring break was really early. Really early. Some people like to use the liner on this. I personally have more control on the 1-inch flat brush. So I'm going to grab some white. Okay. I'm going to go back and forth with my white and get it really, really thin. See how thin that is? And then what I want to do is I want to go right here and just bring in a line kind of curved. See how immediately that kind of gives it almost like that vase look? Same thing over here. I'm going to bring it over and curve it. The dots are white. Then all I'm going to do is grab this and then just do these big chunky lines where they're partly touching the black and not. And then just a few little chunky lines on the bottom. And then I'm just going to grab this and just add in. While I got that white on there, it's almost like I'm just getting the rest of the white off. Nothing major, just getting some of that white off. And if I feel like I didn't put enough white on the flowers, I can dip this brush with the corner and I can just kind of add in some chunkier lines. The only thing you want to be careful of, yeah, definitely, Janice, try the 1-inch brush. The only thing you want to be careful of is if the black is still wet, be careful not to hit it because then it's going to start turning gray. And it's fine if you want gray. It's really not that big of a deal, but you just want to be able to have, you know, if you don't want it to be gray, you want to be able to have those chunks of white. I'm going to put some in there too. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, no, I did line that. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me show you the last step. So now I'm going to go back to, oh, and y'all can see, look at all that blue I got in there. I didn't even paint that over, and I don't even care. Like, honestly, I just kind of noticed it and thought, that looks interesting. I'm going to leave it. And Kelly says, is it okay to teach this if we teach? Yes, as part of the Paint and Business Bootcamp, we have a lot of fun surprises for you this week. And yes, that is one of them. So yes, you can. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some of my black. And then all I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to paint the sides. But when I paint the sides, what I'm going to do is just let it flop over like this. And see how whenever you feather it over, it gives it this kind of frame. See that? So I'm going to kind of frame around it by feathering over. And this is very therapeutic for me because I can literally just kind of let my brush do the work. And if I go a little too far, I'm like, oops, better go a little further over there. Gotta match it up. Ooh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just kind of painting the sides and then just letting it flop over. And y'all can buy like this frame right here. It's an open back 16 by 20 without glass. You can buy those frames and then you can use them to take to your paint party to show how it could be framed. Because I know a lot of people love to see like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to finish that, if I frame it, it makes it into this really cool thing. Okay, it just makes it into like this finished product. Okay, so I'm going to grab it over here. Same thing. And I'm just letting it, listen to that. Isn't that fun? Oh, Brendan, will you send that message again? I missed it. So fun. Oh, thank y'all for the sneezy. The bless you on the sneeze. It sounds so good, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to do another prize here in a second, and I'm going to re-explain what's going to happen on day 2 and day 3. Okay, so we have one final step. Oh, Gina says, I love the feathering edges. It's so fun. I do that on a lot. See how you can see the feathering even in the frame? Yes, Rebecca Jean, is very therapeutic. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to announce a couple more winners. You can get the frame at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby. I think I bought this one at Hobby Lobby. Diane says, sneezing from the pollen from the flowers. I painted flowers and then they made me sneeze. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to announce 2 more winners, but before I do that, I am going to take a drink of my root beer. And then I'm going to tell y'all the homework. I'm going to show you my very last step. I don't want to forget. So good. I'm going to show you my very last step, but I also want to just remind you what's happening on day 2 and day 3. Trudy says, oh boy, tomorrow is 5:30 Central. Actually, Trudy, tomorrow it's going to start at 5 p.m. Central. So for those of you that want to be a fly on the wall and see me set up, clean up, and actually teach a in-person paint party. It will be live. You're going to see me teach this in-person paint party. I'm going to teach the same thing, but to a group of about 30 people. I want you to tune in at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am going to be showing you setup. Remember, I told you, oh, Trudy, the homework's fun. Don't worry. Remember, I told you I'm going to be going in and out. You're going to see me live. You're going to see me stop the live. You're going to see me live again. The reason for that is because, remember, I have some prizes. I have some cool stuff happening tomorrow. And if for some reason Facebook says, oh, don't want you showing that, I don't want them to delete our entire thing, okay? Christy, if I painted too fast, I want you to watch the replay so you can make sure to pause it. Oh, good, Tina. Yeah, you can totally paint. Yes. So make sure you watch the replay. Pause it as you're painting with us. You could actually paint with me tomorrow night while I'm teaching it to a live audience. Now, your homework is going to be to comment on 3 other people's progress. Something nice on 3 other people's progress. Then I want you to post your progress. So if you only got this far, I want you to take a picture, post where you're at, and show off where you're at. So just to recap, tomorrow night, let me stop my time lapse. Tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming live in this group starting at 5 p.m. Central, all the way in and out until 10 p.m. Central. Again, setup, cleanup, all of that fun stuff. You're going to see, and you're going to see some surprises. I have some really cool surprises. Then Thursday, we are going to break down how you can actually make money teaching a paint party. So if you have been scared, if you have been stuck, if you have been, fearful because of all the stuff that's happened this past year, and you're like, I don't know, I was doing it, now I'm not sure, and I don't know where to go, any of that. Yes, I'm going to be painting the same painting, Cheryl, tomorrow night. So I've taught you how to paint it. Then you're going to watch me teach other people how to paint it. And then on Thursday, I'm going to share with you how you can do this same exact thing. So I am so, so, so excited. And Julie, oh, that's so sweet. Root beer reminds me of my dad. He always bought it by the gallon. I love root beer. I love it. So I'm going to show you the last step, which is very important. Glitter. I love using the clear glitter. And then also, I want y'all to remember, tonight your homework is to share. Oh, thank you, Maria. Maria Ramirez, you are a winner. She said my hair looked good. Maria Ramirez, you're the next winner. I love a good hair compliment. Maria Ramirez, if you would please email support@texasartandsoul.com and tell them that you won, and we're going to send you a gift card. So we have a lot of winners. I'm going to pick one more too before we go. And then what I want you to do is comment on at least 3 people. Say, something they've done good, be nice, all of that good stuff. We just want to encourage. A lot of teaching paint parties is about being encouraging. It's so, so important to be encouraging. So, now I have glitter all over. It's everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some glitter with a clean brush. And I am going to use just like a round brush. And then as long as my paint is dry, I can put this everywhere, okay? Oh, Bobby walked in. He hates glitter.
Not everywhere.
Glitter, where Susan says, where's Bobby? Yeah, he goes, not everywhere.
Heard that. Not everywhere.
It's going everywhere. Yeah, we have a very strict rule. We have to be careful. We have to be glitter glue in here. And honestly, y'all, I actually took shake glitter to a big church retreat. And Anna, yes, message me, and yes, I would love for you to come. I took glitter, like shake glitter, to a church retreat, and oh my goodness. There was glitter still like a year later. I don't think they wanted me. Yeah, it was not good. So make sure you don't ever bring shake glitter, okay? Always bring the glitter glue. And the crystal is the best. I used to bring all the different colors, but what I found is that people would they would put like red on top of red, and it didn't do the same effect. It was really, really strange. Tammy says, thank you so much for tonight. I loved the time with such positive and supportive people. Aw, yeah. How many of y'all have loved tonight? If you love tonight, you are going to really love tomorrow night, because I mean, I don't know. If this is interesting to you, if you have ever thought about teaching paint parties, if you are in the thick of it, trying to do it, but you just need to sometimes see a different way of doing things, you are going to be so, so excited. And for those of y'all that are still in areas where you can't have in person, you just saw me do an online paint party. That is literally what I just did. And we teach that inside of Paint Party Headquarters. So for those of y'all that are like, what is Paint Party Headquarters? Don't worry, we're going to tell you all about it later this week. But we usually open the doors in May. But we will kind of have like a fun surprise for those of y'all that are a part of this. So for those of y'all that are like, yeah, I'd like to know about doing online because we're still locked down, and there are things that you can do that are different. So tomorrow you're gonna have a blast. I do want to remind you before I announce the last winner tonight that that tomorrow there will be times when I'm talking, but there will also be times when I am in paint party mode. So if you see, remember, you're like a fly on the wall, you're watching, you're seeing it. There's going to be times at the beginning and at the end. Want to ask anyone in Fort Worth area? Oh yeah, and if you are in the Fort Worth area, again, this live paint party is actually going to be in Fort Worth tomorrow. So if you are watching from that area, message us, email us at support@texasartandsoul.com if you're wanting to see it like in person. In person. I know it's kind of confusing, but we will be doing it live tomorrow. So for those of y'all, and you can see how that glitter is. See how it's just like shimmer? So cool. So tonight your homework is comment on 3 people's, post your painting. Go ahead and download if you want to take this. This is going to be posted tonight. It's going to tell you all about the step-by-step. So we're going to post that tonight. And then make sure that you post what you've been doing so that we can see it. And remember, you have all the way until, I think, Tuesday to finish this painting. So don't worry. If you don't get it finished tonight, you have all the way until Tuesday to get it painted. So to get all the prize, like we have a lot of prizes for that. Okay, so we have one more winner, and it's going to be Maggie Anderson. Maggie Anderson, all the way in Oregon. Oh my gosh, our last winner for the night is Maggie Anderson. Oh my gosh, so email Maggie Anderson. If you will email support@texasartandsoul.com, we will get you going with the door prize. Okay, guys, I am going to clean up all of this mess and have some fun. So I will see y'all tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Remember, we are going to be live about 5 times. So remember to just keep refreshing, because I have to do it that way in case Facebook says, oh, you played a song and that's not your song. I want to make sure we're not missing out. So make sure you check it out. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. I'm going to be in my boots. I'm going to be doing my thing, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you there. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night, and don't forget your homework, and let's have some fun. Bye, guys.